What's up, guys? It's Wally. Today we're going to be doing some battles with another all-types team. So if you guys have been following me for a while, then you know I've done a handful of these teams in the past, all the way back to Series 2. And since I haven't had much inspiration when it comes to Regulation E, I thought it'd be fun to do another team like that again. So the whole premise of this is that there are 18 different types in Pokemon. And since each Pokemon can be a dual type and now have that third type in the Terastallization, then you can have all 18 types on the same team. And that's what we did here. And that's why you're going to see a couple of, I guess, really weird Teras, like for instance, the normal Tera over on Sinistcha, the bug one on Fezandipiti, but we maneuvered and got every single type on this team. So Iron Hands is the Fire Tera, and that's extremely nice because that means you're not going to get burnt. And also when it comes to fairy type moves that would go into, you'd end up resisting them instead of being extremely weak to them. So it's really nice from that perspective. It does have Wild Charge, Drain Punch as really great stab moves. Fake Out, of course, because you always want that Fake Out pressure, and that Heavy Slam to take care of Pokemon like Fluttermane and other ones that are weak to the Steel. And especially since Iron Hands is a pretty heavy Pokemon, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. Chien-Pao does have the Dragon Tera, which, initially I was a little iffy on, but actually it really works, especially with Ogerpon, Urshifu, and a lot of Pokemon like that that are either water types, fire types, grass types, and things like that. Chien-Pao is going to end up resisting all those with the Dragon Tera. So I actually think that could be a really good defensive Tera, not just on this team, but in Regulation E in general. It does have Ice Spinner, which I know a lot of people do go with Icicle Crash, but I do like that 100% accuracy, as well as being able to remove the terrain if we need to. It also does have Protect, of course. It also has Lash Out, which is really great because if its stats get lowered at all during that turn, Lash Out does 2x its normal damage. And it is a 75 power move, so it's about the same as something like a Sucker Punch. And of course it has Sacred Sword as another good coverage move as well. Landorus is the Rock Tera, and that's really nice because that does get you a Stab Rock Slide. Of course, it is an Intimidate Pokemon, which is its only ability, but a really nice one at that. It does have the Joy Scarf, so we do end up outspeeding a lot of things. And with the EV investment that we have in Landorus, we end up outspeeding a non-booster speed Fluttermane and Iron Bundle as well. So that's really nice. Like I said, we do have Rock Slide, which would become a stab move if we ended up Terastallizing. Stomping Tantrum, which is a really strong stab move as well. And then U-Turn to be able to kind of get off the battlefield because we do have the Choice Scarf. And last but not least, we do have Fling. And I'll kind of explain that in just a moment. I know Fling with the Choice Scarf really doesn't do that much damage. I think that the power of the move would only be 10 with the Choice Scarf, but it's a good way to really kind of get rid of the Choice Scarf if you feel like you need the flexibility of being able to go between like Rock Slide, Stomping Tantrum, and U-Turn or something like that. So it's really good from that perspective, and it's really nice because that will actually proc the weakness policy over on Empoleon. So Empoleon is the Psychic Tera, and the main reason for that is because we were just trying to find a place for the Psychic Tera, but it actually really works out with the Landorus, because again, Fling with the Choice Scarf doesn't have that much power, and even though Landorus is a really strong attacker, it's not going to do that much damage, and if we do that into Empoleon, if it Terastallizes, that ends up proccing the weakness policy with doing minimal damage. And of course, if they have an Intimidate Pokemon on the other side, or another one that ends up lowering stats, the competitive is going to proc, and it's going to become even stronger. So we do have Flash Cannon and Brine, which is nice because they're both stab moves. Brine, I know, is kind of one of those off-the-wall ones, because you do have Hydro Pump there. I wish it still had Scald. But Brine is nice because even though it is only 65 power, it does end up doubling its power if the Pokemon that you're targeting does have less than half of its HP. So it's really nice to be able to kind of clean up what's on the field. And of course we have Ice Beam as well, which is nice into a lot of grass type Pokemon, flying types, and things of that sort. And of course Protect if we do kind of need to be able to take something out before we get the chance to be able to use Empoleon. And then we have Sinistcha. And Sinistcha is a really popular Pokemon, especially in Regulation E. Mainly because it's just got such great utility and it's a really great Pokemon. And Hospitality as an ability is really incredible because it ends up healing up your allies' health by pretty much a citrus berry, so 1/4 of its max HP when it goes out there. So say you have something that's at half HP, you end up sending Sinistcha out there, it ends up going back up to about 3/4. So that's really nice to have there, but it's also great because it ends up being able to heal itself up too with Matcha and Strength Sap. Matcha is great too because it is a spread move, it's a grass move as well, and it also has the ability to burn, and that's extremely nice, especially against a lot of physical attackers. And then Strength Sap isn't a damaging move, however, it does lower the target's attack by 1 stat, and Sinistcha does heal up the same amount of HP that is equal to the attack stat of the Pokemon that you used it into. So not only are you weakening them, but you're healing Sinistcha up as well, and being able to make it so that it's going to be able to stay out there for a little bit longer against physical attackers. Other than that, we do have Trick Room, which is nice because, again, some really good speed control. So if we do see a team that is like hard Trick Room, we can always go out there and kind of set Trick Room the same time they do, so it kind of reverses itself. Or if we do see a Tailwind team or a team that's just extremely speedy, we can always go out with the Trick Room ourselves. And then the last move that we have is Hex, which is another stab move, but it's really great because we do have Fezandipiti out there. And also with Matcha, we have the chance to burn. So with a lot of potential to create statuses on a lot of different Pokemon, having Hex, which ends up doubling its power if the Pokemon it's targeting is statused, I think it would create a lot of great situations. So I think Hex is a really good move on Sinistcha. And then lastly, we do have Fezandipiti, and that is the Bug Terra, which again was one that we're just kind of, trying to find a place for it on the team. But it actually kind of works on Fezandipiti because the bug type does resist ground types. So since Fezandipiti does have that weakness to ground because of the poison typing, it's always nice because if you do see a really strong ground Pokemon like an Ursaluna, a Landorus, or something like that, you can always Terastallize into Bug and be able to resist those ground moves. The moves that we do have on it, though, are Dazzling Gleam and Heat Wave. I know Heat Wave is kind of not a common one. I know a lot of people like to go with Icy Wind for more speed control and also because another spread move. And I was actually going to go with that originally, but I don't really have another fire move on this team, and I kind of wanted one. And since it is another spread move and you have the chance to burn along with the chance to poison with the Toxic Chain, I thought it wouldn't be a bad move to have on there. And of course, Dazzling Gleam, of course, is a stab move, and it's really great into a lot of Dark-type Pokemon, fighting types, and things of that sort as well. Other than that, we do have Tailwind, which is nice because, of course, more speed control. You're being able to double your own speed of the rest of your team, along with Fezandipiti as well. And then Roost, because that ends up healing up half of your HP when you end up using it. And since Fezandipiti does have a lot invested in its HP and especially its defense, it's going to be out there for quite some time, and that Roost is going to be extremely beneficial, especially if you end up getting some poisons on a lot of other Pokemon, because they'll end up going down in their HP every single turn, but Fezandipiti will be able to heal itself up as well. So that's kind of the explanation for why some of the Teras are the way that they are. That's the team, and we had a lot of fun with it on stream today, so I think we're going to have some really great battles here too. So we'll get into them, but before we do, as always, if you guys are new here, just haven't yet, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. But let's get into the battles. All right, looks like we're staring at some Tailwind. Now, it is possible that they think that we're going to go, that they think that we're going to end up going with a Trick Room. So maybe they don't even start with their Tornadus. But you know what we can do? Maybe we can start with Fezandipiti and Sinistcha. We'll kind of feel out from there what they're going to end up doing. But we can start with those two. I will end up bringing... we'll end up bringing Iron Hands, and I'm actually going to bring Empoleon too. Yeah, that definitely works here, I think. And the good thing too is that they do end up bringing Arcanine. We do have competitive over on Empoleon, of course. So we can end up getting some boost from that. So we'll see what they end up leading though. And we'll see if we want to set the... Yep, okay. Yeah, that's okay. No big deal here, actually. On this, then, I think we're going to actually set our Tailwind here, then. We're going to do that, and we're going to go for the... Pardon me, actually, let's go for a Strength Sap, but I'm going to go for the Matcha. I only say Strength Sap because I want to be able to lower Hands' attack, and I'm sure that we're going to get attacked here, at least a little bit. So that would have been nice from that perspective, but honestly, going with the Matcha, still going to heal up, chance for burn, and also we get to do super effective damage over on Urshifu. Fezandipiti is way too bulky for that. We did put a good amount of EVs in the defense, pardon me, And also, I believe it is a bold nature too. So, here we go. Good damage into Ursh. But yeah, so that thing is going to survive a lot of physical hits. Yeah, the bug isn't really going to help out at all much. Still going to try for the Tailwind though. Actually, no, I changed my mind. We're gonna bring in Empoleon. We're gonna bring in Empoleon here, and we're gonna end up going for the. I'm gonna go for the Matcha one more time, because I don't think they're gonna swap out Urshifu. And we resist that. And then we're also going to resist, if they decide to go for something like a Heavy Slam, resist that too. In fact, that's a 4x resistance, so that's really nice. So the good thing is we actually knock out over on Urshifu here. I was going to say, assuming we hit, which we do, that's good. We end up picking up that KO. And then I'm assuming this is going to be a Heavy Slam. And it could also be a Wild Charge, though. Nope, Heavy Slam. Ooh, onto Sinistcha, though. My bad. I was wrong on that. Oh, hi, Fluttermane. Alright. Well, we say we go for the Flash Cannon over there. I'm going to go... Oh, but Sinistcha... Oh, man. I don't think that's a good call, though. Depends on who they have in the back. I'm assuming that's going to be Water Pond. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to Terra Normal and go for the Strength Sap, just because then we're not going to get hit with a Shadow Ball here. It's going to make it so that we can actually get that Strength Sap. We can end up lowering their attack, healing all the way back up, and hopefully we can do a lot of damage here with a Flash Cannon too. Let's go. Best part about the All-Types team, you get some really weird Teras, ones that they might not expect. So something like a normal Sinistcha, totally avoid a Shadow Ball there. Love to see it. Don't love to see that, except for the fact... Thank you. That we end up getting that. Beautiful. Now, +2 Flash Cannon. Means we say goodbye to Fluttermane. So there we go. Let's go now. We are going to have to worry about a Drain Punch, though. That's going to be the other worry. Okay, cool. Alright, here is what we're going to do. Because Sinistcha is faster than Iron Hands. Our +2. They are -1. We did not bring our... So let's go with the Protect here. I'm going to try for another Strength Sap. Honestly, I need to lower their attack. They can't swap out, so I don't believe that they have Haze. So we are going to be okay from that perspective. Nice crit, though. We have our Berry, and that's going to be really nice. They are -1, so the good thing about that is now they're going to be -2, and so that Drain Punch, barring a crit, definitely should not do enough damage. Oh, they were going to Drain Punch over there, though. Totally understandable. Can't blame them for that. No, they have not Terra'd yet. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go for an Ice Beam over there. And we'll let them back out. That's okay, though. Okay, yeah, because I don't blame them. -2 hands there, especially when we have two Pokemon like Fezandipiti and like Iron Hands in the back as well. I mean, there wasn't much they were going to be able to do there. And an Ivy Cudgel from them into like Iron Hands wasn't going to be enough to KO, and a -2 hands at that point. No, there wasn't a way for them to really kind of, again, barring some crits, be able to win that. So I'm glad we ended up coming out with the win. Good game. Ooh, I was going to say, we might have to be careful here if we end up deciding to go with a Trick Room. Only because of Torkoal. However, looks like Torkoal's really mainly there to be able to set the sun for Ogerpon. So that's not the greatest, but let's try to actually challenge them with our Tailwind as well. So let's go Fez as well as Lando. Empoleon would be good for the competitive, but despite the fact that they have an Intimidate Mon themselves, I think we're going to go with Hands and Pow as well. Yeah, Sinistcha would have a hard time against the fire, and even if we Terastallize into normal, that Ivy Cudgel with the fire, it's going to do way too much. And then Empoleon too, we can't go away from the neutrality of the, I don't know if neutrality is even a word, of the fire from the Ivy Cudgel as well. So I think we'll go with that. And if we have to, I mean, we have the Fire Terra over on Hands, and we also have the Dragon Terra on Pow. So those are two good ways to be able to resist the Ivy Cudgel. And the other good thing too about the Dragon Terra too is the fact that we will be able to pretty much resist, minus the like Stomping Tantrum or something like that. Yeah, from them. Maybe. So, not ideal. Why is that box already lit up? Gotta love Scarlet Violet, right? Alright. Oh, because Fezandipiti. Okay, cool. Well, let's go with the Tailwind here. And while part of me really wants to go for the U-turn, part of me also wants to Terastallize and go for the Rock Slide. However, again, they do have a ground Pokemon in the back, along with another one that knows a ground type move. They have a Sacred Sword. They have close combat with Urshifu along with water. So I don't really think that Terastallizing is in our best interest right now. Hopefully I'm not going to be proven wrong after this turn. Especially if they go for the Ivy Cudgel. Oh, if they go for the Ivy Cudgel into Lando, I think we're a little SOL. Fezandipiti? We might be able to take it? I don't know. I'm kind of talking on my ass right now, though. Depends on who they go into, really. Yeah, it's a problem. I should have went for the rock. Doesn't matter. Let's go. Love to see that. Love to see that. Yeah, and even the, whatchamacallit, the stab bonus on that would have actually helped out quite a bit too. But, let's not even think about that. Let's go with Fezandipiti and, it may sound stupid, but I think that they're going to either go with a Sunny Day or they're going to swap into like a, I guess it could be Lando too, but, or like Torkoal to be able to set the sun. So I'm going to go for the Heat Wave. And let's go for the Rock Slide again, especially now that we have... Totally understandable. It's okay, though. It's alright. As long as we hit over there, we KO. Nice. Let's go. Love to see that. Alright, let's see here now. Let's hope that this is going to be like Torkoal or something like that. Only because then we can actually go with the Heat Wave. But then... Oh, that's rough. For a number of reasons. Dazzling Gleam would probably be stronger, but we could always get the crit. Or not the crit, the burn with the Heat Waves. Alright, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Because I would imagine that this move is gonna go into, this Ivy Cudgel's going to go into Fezandipiti. Let's go with the Heat Wave so we have a... No, you know what? We're going to go with the 100% accurate move. And I'm going to swap into Iron Hands. Because it's probably going to be a Sucker Punch or, although I think it would be a Sucker Punch, but it could potentially be an Icicle Crash. But either way, we're going to be fine there. Sucker Punch, we're good. Then Ivy Cudgel over into Fez. But I think we can tank... Oh, well, Pao's out there, though. Let's go. Good damage. Can we get a poison? We cannot. That is totally okay, though. I like that right there. That was perfect. And they're at neutral. Okay. We're going to swap into Landorus. And we're going to end up going for a... It's tough because I really don't want to go into a Spiky Shield, but it might still be our best option anyways. Let's go with the Fake Out over there. Either way, we get a we end up getting an Intimidate here, and that's going to be pretty important. Come on, just don't Spiky Shield. Okay, that's good. We didn't go over there. Please tell me you don't Spiky Shield. That's alright. We got a free swap in. We take a little damage, but you know what? When all's said and done, I think we made the right decision. Yeah, Tailwind's gone, which is unfortunate, but so is theirs. So nothing's really changed. So let's be honest here. Yeah, the rock ain't gonna do anything. So I'm gonna try to go for the rock slide here, and I'm going to go for the drain punch over there. Yeah, I mean that really, realistically, is the right call right there. But thankfully they are -1, so unless they get the crit right here, we're gonna be totally fine. And then we'll get a drain punch. We'll knock them out. We'll heal back a little bit, and then it's gonna be 2. Okay, good. It scared me for a second on how quick that was going down. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thankfully Pao helps us out right there as well. So that's perfect. Hands goes back up over half. And then we're going to have our Chien-Pao as well as the Fezandipiti in the back too. So that'll be extremely nice. And the good thing too is Fezandipiti does not get knocked out. Is that Torkoal? Oh, you bet that's Torkoal. Yeah. Thankfully, Fezandipiti wouldn't get knocked out to a Sucker Punch here either. We're going to try for the Heat Wave, but they will outspeed regardless, though. But let's do that, and let's go for the Drain Punch over there. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Nice. Hangs in there. We'll get the Heat Wave. We knock out. We knock out over there. Then we'll get a Drain Punch. We will have to deal with a nice crit. I don't know if that mattered, but at least we got the poison over there. And honestly, that's pretty big right there as well. That'll mean we can actually protect our way, and also we'll have the Dragon Terror to be able to help as well. Drain Punch, almost down to half. But then here comes an Eruption? Maybe? Or are they going Heat Wave? Yeah, I went Heat Wave. Ansang's in there. Please don't get burnt. Please. Thank you. Cool. They have Poison. They're down past half now. Now, honestly, again, smart money is Protect here with Chien-Pao, but I kind of want to end this on this turn. And I also want to show off this this Dragon Terror as well. So let's do that. Let's go for the... again, even though Sacred Sword is 90 power, Lash Out is 75. With the stab bonus, the Lash Out would be stronger. Let me make sure. I did Terra, Lash Out, and let's go for the Drain Punch too. Again, this'll... I think this'll take out with the both of them. I mean, that Drain Punch is going to do more damage this time because we do have POW out there, and it's going to lower their defense. So we're going to be good from that perspective. Lash Out is going to do a good amount too. Yeah. No, and we're going to KO right here with the Drain Punch, and Torkoal is now gone. So perfect. Again, I mean, again, not that we needed to Terastallize right there, but just in case for some reason they, you know, had something to be able to, like, help out there to keep them in or something, at least that helped out, because if they would have went for, like, a Heat Wave and got us down to Sash, if we didn't Terastallize and got the burn, yeah, we would have been done in that game. So, really glad that we ended up Terastallizing. We ended up getting that win. Good game. All right, potential Trick Room. Yeah, so in that case, I don't think that we're going to end up leading with Fezandipiti then. Yeah, and especially since there's a lot of stuff there that could potentially hurt us. I don't think we're going to go Fezandipiti. We will start Sinistcha. And we're going to go Empoleon too, because I'm expecting a potential lead. Maybe I'm changing my mind. No, I'm going to do that. We're going to bring in Lando as well, and I think we're going to go with Hands. I don't think that that's a terrible, terrible team to go with. Plus, again, with Matcha Gotcha, we always have the potential to end up burning them as well. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 teams there. Or 4 Pokemon on that team there that end up being physical attackers. Not that we really think of Grimmsnarl as like a strong physical attacker. It's still actually got a really good attack stat. So even though, again, you don't think of, you know, Spirit Break is necessarily the strongest move out there, it's still going to do a lot of damage and, of course, lower the special attack too. So if we can burn, you know, then we can actually, you know, lower the damage output from that perspective. And oh boy, and blah blah blah, you know. So let's see here. That's gonna be a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. Sinistcha may not get a move off here. I'm going to swap out Sinistcha here, and we're going to end up going in with... I'm going to go into Lando here, and then with Empoleon, I'm going to go with the Flash Cannon over into them, Grimmsnarl. I want to be able to take Grimmsnarl out before it's able to set all of the screens, but I don't think that's going to be possible. As long as they don't go with the light screen. Oh, that might be good then. Okay. That's fine. Come on, do some good damage here. Nice. I like that a lot, actually. Alright. Now, if I'm being honest here, I really do want to go Stomping Tantrum over into Heatran, but I think it'll probably be in my best interest to go with the Rock Slide. And then they may actually swap into... they may swap into Lando to avoid a Stomping Tantrum if they don't want to spend their Terra yet. So I think I'm going to go with a Brine. I'm going to go with the Brine over there as well. Yeah, they do end up Terastallizing. It's okay, though. Should have went with the Ice Beam then. Yeah, because it's going to be a Grass Terra. Oh, we should have went with Flash Cannon. Oh, boy. It's okay, though. You know what? We have a chance to flinch here, too. And I think that's going to be extremely nice. If we can get the flinch here, then we're in a really, really good spot. Let's go. Love to see that. Not a ton of damage, of course, but it's okay. The good thing here is the fact that we do have the shot to go for the Flash Cannon. So let's go Rock Slide, let's go Flash Cannon, and let's hope we can KO here. Light Screen up. Come on, Rock Slide. You can hit both again. Nice. Oh, not quite the KO over there, though. Oh, I feel so bad, though. I feel so bad on that. Alright, that's good, though. That's good. That's good right there. Empoleon shook off the taunt. That's not going to matter much. Let's go for the Rock Slide again. I kind of want to protect here, but they may actually go for like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a parting shot or something. Let's do that. I know it sounds weird. I'm going to go for the Ice Beam over there, because it is possible they go into Lando to get the flinch. That's okay. That is unfortunate right there, but that's okay. We'll be alright here. We'll end up swapping out Lando to bring in probably Iron Hands. And we'll end up protecting with Empoleon. Unless we get a freeze. Worth a shot, you know. I know it isn't a high percentage, but you never know. You never know. So let's swap out into... Actually, we're going to swap out into Sinistcha, and let's get a little bit of healing here while we protect. You know, the other thing that we could do, too, is actually... We might be able to actually proc that weakness policy. With the Fling. I wonder if it'll be worth it. Let's go. That would have procced it as well. Okay, so that actually makes me second guess that. Let's see. Okay. Feel alright here. What we're going to do is we're going to go for the Matcha. We're going to swap into Lando. We're going to get that other Intimidate over there. I don't know if we're going to have enough for the Matcha, though. I know that they're probably going to go with a Heat Wave here, but I'm not incredibly worried. We survived this. We have the Berry, which is nice. They may end up taking out Lando. Assuming they end up going with like a... Oh, nice, we get the Matcha first. I appreciate that. Yeah, the question is, did they go for like a Drain Punch? I feel like they would have went for a Drain Punch up into like Lando's spot. Yeah. Dang, it is enough to KO. That's okay though. Here's the positive thing. we're going to be able to get a strength sap over there on the next turn. And not just that, we can end up bringing in hands here. Let's bring in hands. Yeah, so no longer are we going to be able to self-proc that weakness policy. That's totally on me, though, you know. So let's go for the strength sap over there. I'm going to go for the heavy slam over there. That's fine. Just going to be Lando this time. Yeah, there's that Paldea champion. It's okay. The heavy slam is going to be more than enough to pick it up. If they were going to allow that. That's fine, though. Good thing is we do get the strength sap here. We do heal all the way up. And we also get them to -1. And honestly, that's going to be extremely beneficial, too. Especially if they are Choice Scarf. Get that little extra heal up. Alright. So on this, we're going to end up going for the Trick Room. I think that's going to be beneficial from here on out. And let's go for the Heavy Slam over there, too. Let's go. Yeah, I don't think a Heat Wave is going to be able to KO. Again, the only way that a Heat Wave would KO here is with a crit. That was close. Got burned, though. Oh, well. Wow, not quite. Yeah, that'll be alright. That burn is so killer. It's okay, though. And try for the Strength Sap over there again. I'm going to go into Empoleon. We're going to be able to get Fake Out Pressure again, and Iron Hands goes back to neutral. Yeah, I'm afraid I screwed this up by losing Lando there. Good thing is we get the Fake Out. We do go next. We get the Strength Sap. I think we go all the way back up to full health. Nice, yeah. Please miss on... You know what, though? I'll take that. I'll take that. Nice. Nice. Reflect is gone. Doesn't help any of these guys, but that'll be alright. Here's what we're going to do, is we're going to go for the Strength Sap yet again over there. I'm going to Terra into Psychic so that we aren't weak to like a Drain Punch. And we're going to go for a Flash Cannon over there. I think that might be the best thing. The other thing too is we're not going to be weak to a like a Wild Charge or a Thunder Punch either. But they might want to just straight up take out Sinistcha, if I'm being honest with you. And I can't blame them. It's fair too. Nice! Let's go! That actually pays off! That actually pays off! You love to see when that actually happens. Best part too is I think we end up, or they end up losing the Flash Cannon. Or not the Flash Cannon, pardon me. The Light Screen as well. So our Flash Cannon will actually be super effective over there, and we don't have to worry about having the damage. I think it's half, if I'm not mistaken. I should get all the way back up to full again. I love that. Alright, let's go. They're going to have to swap them out, or they're just going to have to deal with the KO. And if they want to bring in Lando, they proc our competitive. So we're in a really, really good spot right now, I feel. So let's go Matcha Gotcha, and let's go with that Flash Cannon. Let's go. They knew that too, because, again, if they ended up bringing in Lando, they proc the competitive. We get +2, and we're going to be able to clear the rest of them out. They're -2, and if they would have stayed out there with -2, there wasn't much they were going to be able to do. So, again, really good game there. I'm glad that having competitive out there, caused them to actually not go out with Lando. Having that out there as a way to kind of deter them from bringing Intimidate, I think, is a really great thing. So that's why I think having like a competitive Pokemon is so beneficial with like the physical attackers, like the Hands, the Paus, the Landos. I think it's really great to have out there. So glad that actually benefited us on that one. And despite the fact that I thought that we kind of screwed it up, still came out with the win. Good game. So even though the stipulation of having all the types on the same team does kind of create some weird Teras, so again, like the Chien-Pao with the Dragon Terra, the Sinistcha with the normal Terra, the Empoleon with a Psychic Terra, even though it really kind of produces things like that, it really creates a lot of versatility to make it so that, you're always going to have some kind of, strength or resistance against something on the other person's team. So again, if you end up seeing a lot of fire, you can always bring out Iron Hands to resist the fire with that, Pao to be able to resist the fire with the Dragon, and even Landorus with the Rock to be able to resist that as well. So again, you have a lot of different options there. And again, I think it makes it a pretty well-rounded team too. Again, a lot of things that some people might think are a little weird. I even think it's a little weird to have a Psychic Empoleon. But again, sometimes it actually ends up working. Like on that last one too, with Empoleon being able to resist the Drain Punch as opposed to being weak to it, I think really kind of made it so that Empoleon was going to be the mon out there at the very end to kind of be able to wipe out the rest of the team. So again, having weird Terras sometimes is actually your benefit, especially in closed team sheets. Even though you want to have something that's still going to be good and with the open team sheets as well, sometimes it's really beneficial, especially up on the ladder. So if you guys want to end up using the team, there's a code over there. Please feel free to use it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.